dream again to see the end. We dream again. We dream again to see the end. We dream again. Prophets of industry reveling greed. The slaves of yesterday are roaming free. Synthetic scream of violent efficiency. A universe on fire. The coming of age. The stirring of purpose. Within the slumber over and over we will ascend. The coming of age. Disturbing the surface. Connect each other over and over to see the end and dream again. We dream again to see the end. We dream again. We dream again to see the end. We dream again. Bind the body to the open mind. Bind the body to the open mind. I dream of towers in a world consumed, a void in the sentient sky. I dream of fissures across the moon, leaves of the lotus rise. The coming of age, the stirring of purpose. Within the slumber over and over we will ascend. The coming of age, disturbing the surface. Connect each other over and over to see the end and dream again. We dream again to see the end. We dream again. We dream again to see the end. We dream again. We dream again. I was born a simple man, educated just to fight. But I got soul, I got conviction, and a will to put things right. We lived our lives on grinding metal. For our people we have bled. We take comfort in the rhythm of machine guns spitting lead. Grind for the dawn, backbone and brawn. Survive as the last of our kind. 'Cause the way out is through. Kickbacks long overdue. Grab your gear, grab your gun. Join the grind. To my friends and fallen brothers, you have offered us a chance to build a future from the wreckage in this desolate expanse. We won't let this world forget you. We got so much here to mend. You were soldiers for a while, but you'll be brothers to the end. Grind for the dawn, backbone and brawn. Survive as the last of our kind. 'Cause the way out is through. Kickbacks long overdue. Grab your...
Hello everyone and welcome to Final Show. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've just got a few pre-show notes for you. First of all, I want to let everybody know that our addresses have changed. Our Twitch channel has changed from Senstaku to twitch.tv/FinalShowFilms, and our YouTube channel has also changed to youtube.com/FinalShowFilms. Next, we want to thank our $20 tier supporters on Patreon, which is patreon.com/FFilms, by the way, if you want to go throw a couple bucks our way. That's going to be Cat Waterflame, Antitonic, Samantha Bates, and Maureen Monty. Thank you guys for that. Also, our website is in the process of getting updated, so go take a look at finalshowfilms.com. We've got Mara and Jeremy are working on updating all of our stuff there, making it look nice and like a modern website, and frankly, they know what they're doing far better than I or Austin ever did. So if you want to check out the things that are changing over there, you go do that. Follow us on Twitter at Final Show Films for updates for all future things, including things that are going on with our website and going on with the Patreon page, and things that are going on live as we stream them, as well as our podcasts and everything else. So thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a good day. We're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Everyone is Warlocks, Conflux, the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign that we're running here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I am your Dungeon Master and Storyteller for this campaign, and joining me today is Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Korshana Thazakri, Kalishtar, Fiend, Chain.
Yeah. Okay. And
It's the universal symbol for warlocks.
Because
Hi,
they're the most metal
I
class.
am playing Zoe Hexblade, Pact of the Blade. I don't know what symbol Jeremy did because I wasn't looking at the screen, but I will say
Oh, just the devil horns.
pillar of history checks.
and John.
I'm John. I'm playing Elishard Amasi, the human warder, undying Pact of the Host Warlock.
And Nikki.
Hi, I'm playing David Guitar, the Pack the Archflay
Archflay.
Yeah, you did cooking.
New patron.
New patron. Patron
Who
player.
dat?
All right.
You just have Flavor Flav as your patron.
Oh my god.
Nope. All right.
Nope.
I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. And Cody. Let's keep moving.
Yeah, I'm Cody. I'm playing Cole, the shifter, Pact of the Chain.
And Mara.
Hi. What? You said you... Okay.
Mara.
And then there was a sound, and I thought for a second you were going to continue. Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Aurelia. Archaeologist, human, Pact of the Blade Warlock. And family.
And William.
Hi. I'm William. I'm playing Wotan Salt Spray, the thing beneath the waves, Pact of the Compass.
Just the line of introduction. And then Mara, what? Fucking killed me.
That's what it's like when you cast
And then I
message
heard
on
a
somebody.
noise in my ear, and I figured, oh, I'm interrupting. Oops.
My name is my hell.
We're professional.
All right. But our last moments in Conflux were spent on the of Twilight's Web, where the Hawkshead Compact had just emerged from nearly a week in the Undergress. In performing the last of their endeavors for the elf, the Warlocks met the drow assassin House Young Gary, engaged in espionage for them on a clan of neighboring Dow, who was ruled by Diamond's long-lost father, and returned due to not unfounded doubt suspicions to the surface via an alternate path, bearing a few gifts and Rorik Bloodstone, a Durgard Dark Rager and Diamond's bodyguard.
Best friend. Sorry, you mispronounced best friend.
It's my introduction. I write it. News of the great game reached their ears almost immediately, as the Dreamheart Road Compact has apparently taken control of the ward of Merkdreamer Lanes, co-opting the warder forces and beginning to consolidate their power in the vicinity. And now, with Cora, Wotan, and Elishard off to recover the sunken Wavecrest, and Zoe and Cole departing toward other parts of the city, our eyes are once again drawn to the interior of a fancy carriage where Aurelia, Diamond, and Rorik are riding towards Candlespark Ward. So.
Okay. How gross. We've been traveling for a week. My clothes are gross. Yeah, I'm gonna change. So
Make an
I'm like
acrobatics check
half.
with the carriage.
Can I
Yep.
assist?
Okay.
Yes, you can assist.
Cool.
All right. Do I have advantage then?
You have advantage on your acrobatics check.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
just want to say I
Bring
left
in the
Jinx
carriage.
with them so that we could communicate if needed.
13.
You manage to not ruin your fancy clothes. I assume you're turning into your fancy clothes from.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Correct.
I
managed
don't
to
have
not
another.
rip any seams or burst any clasps or anything. But it's a near miss occasionally, and Diamond definitely has to assist at a number of points. Rorik simply sits there and stares straight ahead
Yep.
and occasionally checks to make sure everybody's okay.
Nope.
If
fine.
anyone's
Stare
looking for
straight
fan
ahead.
art prompts,
What?
I said if anyone's looking for fan art prompts.
Oh, yeah.
I just got an image of Rourke in my head as like dwarven Grey Worm from Game of Thrones.
Hmm.
Not really.
I just have this image of this scene as played out in like an anime where it's just an image of the scene is just focused on Rorik sitting there with the occasional flailing of limbs and cloth from just off screen.
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
a long shot of Rourke's face trying not to look over in that corner.
Just him, no, not even trying not to look, just him just sighing and looking very bored as things are happening off to the side.
Welcome to Conflux.
Yep.
Okay. Fix my hair. All right. So we need to make sure we stop and grab some more food because more people. Make sure we have enough for dinner. Yeah. And then
Okay. So you have the carriage stop somewhere so that you can actually get out and purchase something, I guess. What are you looking for?
probably goodness. Side potato salad. Listen, I've gone to a lot of potlucks. Someone brings potato salad. I will do that. Is there
Okay.
equivalent?
So you're looking for a place that specializes in sort of kind of like a
yes,
plant-based kind of deli. Okay.
deli. I'm looking for a deli.
Give me a perception check then.
Okay. Oh, yeah, 8. I'm real
8.
perceptive.
Well, you don't find the deli you were hoping for. The only thing you can find is Conflux's only vegan market, which is soy division. And but they have some things that you can find.
Yep. So I get like dinner rolls and a side.
Okay.
More carbs is good.
No problem. You find what you're looking for, though. It costs you probably about 2 silver.
Okay, I'll pay that.
And okay. And then you are off to your former home.
Yep.
Diamond has never been here. Rorik has obviously never been here. Are you bringing them to the front door or the back?
Diamond has been here. Diamond helped me.
Oh, that's right. Diamond did help you move. Yep.
Yes.
That's right.
Diamond
Be
helped me
dead in
move.
2 seconds. She's so excited.
Front door.
Okay. You just go inside or
Yeah, like holler as I come in. Hi, I'm here. Do I see Do I see Drenner at all, or
Do not
yet?
see Drenner at
Okay.
all. Your father is currently engaged in making some minor adjustments to something that he's working on, but you can hear more activity and voices from further back in the actual dwelling space. You came in the shop door, but he looks up. Oh, hello. Oh, you've made it. Excellent. Well, splendid. And you brought customers. Excellent.
No,
is there
no.
anything that I can show you here in the
This is my friend Diamond. You've met her before. She came when
it's
I
nice
left.
to meet you.
Yes.
And
Rorik, right? Is it Rorik?
Yes.
Rorik.
Master Rorik, pleasure to make your acquaintance. Rorik just sort of gives him a nod, looks a little confused.
All right. Has Rorik brought it? He had weapons and stuff.
Oh, yeah, he's got his war pick and his shield just slung over his shoulder and is just kind of standing there.
You should
those solid metal bands around both of his rather large biceps.
Yep. We should maybe leave some of that in the corner so it's not in the way during dinner. There's like here behind the counter or something. I will like shuffle around to find a spot where he can. No.
And he sort of just takes a position up a little to the behind and to the left of Diamond and just folds his arms.
Diamond.
Rorik, if you could pick one of your weapons to have on you, and the other one we can put behind the counter. This is meant for talking, and I don't think anybody here is going to.
I'll watch.
Try. That's fair. Thank you. I'll bring you a plate later.
Yep. That'll be good. Okay. No, I'm gonna go back then and help set up. Who else is here?
Okay. So you guys leave Rorik in the shop area, and your father sort of putters his way back along with you. The Everins home in Candlespark is a cluttered, chaotic mess of parts, engineering diagrams, books and tools, metallic and glass materials, solvents, chemicals. It's got the rough. If 6 tinkerers shops went out for a 2-night bender and then returned to their hotel, possibly still in the company of a very loose tavern/brothel and definitely the wrong type of apothecary, the aftermath on the following morning would fairly closely resemble what we have going on here in the back interior.
That is the greatest description of anything.
I love it. I love it so much.
But back in the kitchen, as you guys sort of make your way through, there's enough space to walk, at least, and there's not much blocking actual foot traffic. But you see your brother Harold, his wife Maribeth, who is bouncing their baby Kimmerin, and attempting to assist with getting the bits of dinner together that have been gathered. Jasa, your much younger brother, is also running back and forth, being watched fairly stringently by Maribeth, who is trying to divert her attention between an actual infant and crazy younger person. Josh just sticks his head in. Oh, you. Yeah. What's go?
Yeah, me.
You look fancy.
Yes, I do. I brought food. Where can I put this? Where would it be out of the way?
Harold sticks his head in. Oh, well, you made it. Good. Yeah, just right down here is fine.
Okay. Can I help out with something? It looks like you're in the middle of.
Maribeth just hands you the baby.
Yep. Okay.
And there's a knock on the front door at this point. Oh, customers. And your father trots back off towards the front.
So lively.
It's a little bit of a chaos. Yep. And then after a couple minutes, your dad comes back, Aurelia,
Mhm.
and leading someone whom you recognize. This person says they're here to buy an octopus.
No. Hi, Drenna.
Drenner's just sort of shaking their head.
Yeah, no, that. Hi, Drenner. Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Got your message, and yeah, no, here we are.
Yep. Should we?
Harold is immediately. Why is there an octopus in a jar?
Because
is this dinner?
No, that is not dinner. That is Constance.
And Harold and Maribeth go very quiet. Well, let's get everybody set, and we'll have dinner then.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, come on, we're getting ready to get started. And Harold sort of shuffles your father into a seat at the head of the table.
Yep.
Extracts a screwdriver from his hand and just sets it on a shelf.
Yep. At the table.
Jasa, wash your hands. Let's go. And after about a minute or two, everybody is assembled at the table.
Yep. I would probably go over and just check on Constance. Like, just sort of mind, like, hey, Constance. It's Aurelia.
Aurelia, it's time to... Can you come sit down? Is your friend going to join well?
I'm coming.
And Rorik has sort of maneuvered his way into the area, apparently having satisfied himself that nobody else is out there or coming. Jasa is immediately wide-eyed.
Oh, shit.
Aurelia, are you friends with criminals?
I mean, yes, but he's not the one in particular.
No.
Can't say no.
He's Diamond's bodyguard right now.
You have a criminal bodyguard?
What about him as...
Don't assume all Drow or Durgar.
Jasa has apparently been tipped to the fact that there are significant Durgar gangs that rampage around the city from time to time.
He would, yep.
And apparently thinks it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, this is a bad idea. Okay.
Which gang is he a part of?
He's not part of a gang. Stop asking those questions. We're going to sit down and have dinner now.
Okay, so dinner is served. There's definitely enough food for everyone.
I tried to mentally talk to Constance to make sure she was okay. Did I get a response?
You did not get a response yet.
I did not. Okay.
So, and Harold immediately sort of tries to start leading some sort of socially appropriate conversation.
Yep.
So, what have you been up to, Aurelia?
It's been a while. Well, I've been researching, trying to figure out how to help with the situation. I point over at the octopus, which I assume is sitting on a side table.
Yeah.
Just cool. Perfect. And I ended up getting invited into the great game. Requested, I accepted. So Warlock things have been going on.
You give me an insight roll. Anybody who's in the room.
Yeah. Sure.
I like how true to Cthulhu horror, no one acknowledges that Constance is an octopus.
Nope.
I like to think that everyone else in Aurelia's family thinks Constance just left an octopus in a tank in her place.
Aurelia, it's me. Like behind ventriloquist. No.
Aurelia, you're just trying to catch your family up on what's going on. Diamond, you're getting a lot of unease from Harold and Maribeth at this point. And you see her just, as she's tending to the baby, just sort of reach out a hand and kind of pat him on the forearm as he kind of takes a breath and nods. You see
Is
him
it-
sort of shoot a side-eyed glance towards Gustav, his father, who's just tucking into his food and just kind of seems to be rather congenially aware of everybody's talking, and this is nice.
Mm. This is great. No, so
Scene out of Shadow over Innsmouth.
Warlock things. That's where we were for the past week, was going and dealing with a task we had to do to get some information that'll hopefully help. But I understand stuff's been continuing on the surface. That whole thing with Mercdreamer Lane sort of.
Yes, well, they are right across the river from 13 Clouds, so we're aware of what's happening up there. Maribeth sort of interjects. So you're a warlock, Aurelia.
Yes.
Is that going well?
It's been going. It's been all right. I'm just trying to keep on. It's been fine.
And your friends, I'm sorry.
Sorry, this is Diamond.
Welcome.
Is
Yes, it's
part of
lovely to
my
meet you.
compact as well. That's the
So you're both warlocks.
yes, and
Rorik, your friend.
That Rorik, the bodyguard, and then Drenner is my friend from university.
Drenner is sort of just
They've been
wave, and then continues eating their food because they're not getting involved in what's about to happen. Fuck no.
They're a smart person.
I like that. So you're both warlocks. Was said with the same inflection of, so you're both lesbians.
I'm ready to be your chopsticks, Aurelia.
Yeah. No, so stuff like this. And I will probably actually do a cantrip because
Okay, which one?
Just prestidigitation. I'm gonna do a couple of what should I do? I like the puff of smoke thing.
Okay.
That with my hand. So
Jossa immediately is like,
yeah,
woo, do it again.
Yep. That. I mean, that's a really simple thing to do. I can do that without too much thinking now. Once I got used to it. But there's other things I can do that have been pretty helpful.
Excellent.
You built a whole magic weapon. Like Diamond kind of wasn't just like, she's one of our smartest people. In fact, probably the smartest person. In fact, probably one of the smartest warlocks going on in the game right now.
Okay.
All right. And you've been getting yourself eating the whole, where are you living right now?
In Knife's Font right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I live in the ghetto.
Yeah.
I live in the projects.
This is good. We decided that was the best place. It's where we all had our first mission, and as part of that, we had a building that was vacated that was available for us. Circle around that.
The building became vacated.
Yes, I'm not gonna tell them we killed people.
That's excellent. And taking care of Dad just sort of.
I was, and then taking care of Constance became the priority when that happened.
I see. And the rest of the dinner proceeds in a significantly quieter.
I feel like I've had a version of this conversation.
Me too.
Meanwhile, headed north, a dwarf, a Kalishtar, and a human with a thing in him How are you guys headed back up to Cryptward?
On a boat.
Okay.
We
Sounds like a plan. So
figure to the river first and see if we have to be there, or if this random extra dimensional kraken can just pop it up wherever.
Well, you get to the river. The river is a river. There's a number of boats going back and forth. None of them seem to be the Wave Crest.
Didn't think so.
Wotan, do you think you could pull it back up from here?
I feel like I'd probably need to get back to where it was sunk at, but I can certainly see if Jormungandr feels like bringing it back over here. And I'll sort of look down at the lake. I sort of hold the compass. We have need of the wave crest again. I thank you for holding it. Do we need to retrieve it from its depths, or can you bring it to us?
Give me a perception check.
10.
There's a couple burbles. The river doesn't seem to be saying anything, though.
We'll likely need to head to where it was taken down at.
Are you guys going cheap, moderate, or fancy boat?
Moderate?
That's largely up to that'll largely be up to you, Cora, because I can swim the length of the river if I need to.
I have no amount of caring about the wealth level of the boat.
How much do each individual instance cost, Jack?
So it would be the cheap boat would be about 8 silver. The moderate boat would increase that by that would be about 2 gold. And then a fancy boat would be about 4 gold per person.
I'll spring for the 2 gold per person.
All right, so 6 gold gets you guys up the river.
I don't want to get the cheap boat and just crash and have to swim anyways.
It's more about the level of comfort, but you guys managed to get your way up the river. And Wotan, with your knowledge of the water courses and everything, you're very familiar at exactly which dock you scuttled the wave crest at.
I will just, before I ask you again, I'm just going to go dive to the bottom and see if I can just find the wave crest down there.
So you leap into the water and start to swim. Give me an athletics check with advantage, because there is a current here.
Look at the person on the boat that we're on. He does this all the time as we get off.
18. You're having to fight a little bit, but then you sort of get down to the bottom and there's weeds and muck and everything. Give me a perception check as well.
Thank you, Dark Vision.
Yep. Dark Vision helps down here.
15.
You cast around for probably about 2 or 3 minutes. And then your hand hits something heavy and you sort of wait for the current to sort of let the silt settle a bit from your movements down here, having disturbed a little bit of the riverbed. And you can see the wave crest, half buried in mud, these thick vines of river weed just wrapped around and around and around it, keeping it clutched down to the bottom of the river.
I place a hand on the wave crest and once again hold my compass and just, all right, I thank you. If you could release it now.
Make me an Arcana check.
Arcana. Natural 1. Lovely. Perfect time for
No response.
that. All right. Let's see if I can start pulling the weeds off.
Okay. Athletics.
13.
It takes you probably about 10 minutes, and you have to employ a bladed instrument at a couple of points.
I have a dagger, so
Yep. But maneuvering things underwater is a little cumbersome still, even with your swim speed and everything. But you manage to get all of the weeds cleared away. Now they're just sort of trailing in the current, flowing northward. And there's about half a boat of silt keeping this thing at the bottom, at least for now. Plus, 30 feet of water.
Yeah. Guess the only thing I can do at this point is try and just tilt it so the silt falls out and then try and rise it.
Okay. So everybody else is just waiting on the land or the pier or wherever.
Yeah. Lean over towards Cora. How long before we check in?
I'm sure it's fine.
I mean, last time it was just kraken tendrils and then all of us in the water.
Go ahead and give me another athletics check there, Wotan.
16.
16, all right. Another 20 minutes or so goes by, and you get probably a good 80% of the silt out of this thing, trying to angle it somewhat with the river current so that the water's working for you rather than against you. But you manage to get a good bit of that out. And the boat starts to slowly scrape along the river bottom, headed northward.
Well, now I need to get it up. So I sort of have to grab the end of it and start pulling upward.
Okay. So this is a boat that can hold about 8,
I don't exactly
10 people
have
coverage comfortably. Go ahead and give me an athletics check. You will need a natural 20 if you're going to get this thing off the off the bottom.
So this is a question for the DM.
Yeah.
Can I use Shatter to create enough of a force wave to push it towards the surface? Considering force travels through water.
I'll let you make your athletics check with advantage if you're using Shatter and a spell slot.
Trying to team rocket the boat out of the water.
It's only a 15.
Right. So you cast your spell under the water, trying to shoulder up and use yourself as kind of a fulcrum of transitive force against this thing. You slam into it fairly painfully. But yeah, no, it maybe rises about 3 feet and then continues to drift.
Do we see a burst of water on the surface?
There's kind of like a little of water. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jormungandr, I'd appreciate your aid right now. I don't appear to have the strength to lift this by myself.
He's still alive, and we haven't seen the telltale sign of bubbles coming up yet.
Make a persuasion check.
Well, he doesn't need to breathe underwater, so I don't think we'd see the bubbles.
Valid point.
18.
There's just a giant sea monster.
A couple moments pass, and then you feel something snake up around your leg. Wraps once, wraps twice, and starts to exert some pressure. Remember, you are still small, Wotan Salt Spray. And then something hits you, and you two on the land side of things suddenly see a boat and a dwarf just break the surface.
Eat.
The boat kind of launches and then lands on its own keel.
The dwarf keeps going?
With a spray of water. The dwarf kind of sails maybe another 30 feet downstream and then plump.
Well, there you have it.
I feel like that shouldn't have been as amusing as it was, but it was very amusing.
Wotan gets back onto the boat.
Yeah, it's a matter of about 10 seconds to get back into the boat. And
my swim speed is what, 50 feet? So,
And
double my walk speed.
you check it over. It seems to be in perfectly usable it's in no worse condition than when you sunk it.
It has not experienced any of the normal wear and tear from being sunk at the bottom of a river.
Right.
He sort of runs a hand over his hair with prestidigitation and dries it out. All right. Negotiations took longer than expected.
And you get the boat back up to where your other two compact members can board if they so choose.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Shall we make our way back then?
Yep, let's go.
All right.
Armor.
Yeah, I told you it would be fun.
Back at the Everns house.
Yep.
Dinner has concluded. Things have gotten cleared away. Maribeth is doing the lion's share of entertaining the guests and company. And Harold kind of taps you on the shoulder, Aurelia.
Yeah.
Can we talk?
Sure.
And he'll lead the way back out into the actual shop front, which has been closed and locked down for now. We're worried about you.
Have I picked up at the beginning of that conversation, I didn't pick up that they did not believe me, but have I picked that up by this point?
Go ahead and make me another insight check.
Okay. Because more stuff happened. Nope.
He's worried about you.
Why?
Look, I'm not going to pretend that I know what's going on with all of this Warlock stuff other than, the stories that we all hear.
Mm-hmm.
Dad hasn't been doing well. And...
No, I've been checking in on him. I sent messages when we were down below.
Messages aren't the same as taking care of somebody.
No,
sis.
I know that.
And I'm worried that what's happening to him is happening to you.
I am not. No, I'm fine. I've been here helping take care of Dad for the entire time before this, and then the thing with Constant happened, and I was trying to do both at the same time.
Look, I know it's not easy, and I know that you've been under stress, and if you need us to take over more, we can, but you're talking like a animal in a jar is our missing sister. You've got magic now. Okay, sure, whatever, but...
It is! She is! That's her! I talked to her. I talked to her in...
Are you sure?
I do the mental mind link to say that last sentence.
Okay, yes, no, I understand it. You've got magic stuff going on now, but when we want something, sometimes we lose our grip on reality a little bit, and...
I am not losing my grip on reality. That is her. I have talked to her. We had conversations. She has asked me about what I was drawing.
Look, we just want... Maribeth and I don't know why reality seems to have it in for our family, but we just want everybody to be taken care of as best we can. We lost our sister. We're in the process of losing our father. I don't
We did
want
not
to
lose our
lose...
sister. She is there.
That's a cephalopod. You do see that, right?
Yes, I do. She's in there. She got turned into something. I've been trying to figure out how to reverse it and why, maybe to do something about it.
What I'm saying, Aurelia, is our father is in a place where he needs to be taken care of for as long as he's still with us. And if you're going to be pursuing this, go ahead and make an insight check.
Yep. Natural 20.
You see him start to say delusion, and then he stops himself. And if you keep pursuing this, you're not going to... We have to take care of who we still have. And there are things we can do to help Dad.
Yes.
And we need to focus on what we can do to help the people that are still here.
She's still here. Fine. I have duties with the compact that I need to fulfill, that I need to keep. We have things. We have a party that we have to go to. We have a job that we have to do for our landlords. I think I need to stay with them because we have. Yes, so I can't stay here. If you and Maribeth could stay here and take care of Dad, that would be great. I will visit as often as I can.
It's not like you to just run off and do things. I mean, you do realize what it looks like from my position when I hear from my brother, who's so much younger than me, that you just left and he's been trying to take care of Dad by himself. And
yes,
I'm not trying to attack you, Aurelia. All right. We need to take care of our family.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do.
All right. Give us a couple days. I will try and see what I can do to get things handled up in 13 Clouds and bring the rest of us down here we'll find room somewhere.
Okay.
But this is not a new status quo, though. All right. This is a week or two for you to get yourself together and figure out how we're going to handle this as a family. I'm not putting all of this on your shoulders, but we had a system and things have obviously changed. So we need to find a new system.
Yeah,
that works.
Fine. Yeah. No. 2 weeks.
All right. And tell us if you need anything. We'll figure it out.
Yep. No, I have. That's fine.
Okay. And he looks like he has no idea how to land this plane, so he just nods and turns around and walks back into the kitchen.
Yep. We're so awkward. Oh, fuck.
Meanwhile, Zoe and Cole.
Yes.
What have you guys been up to? Start with Zoe, unless you guys were going somewhere together.
I didn't have anywhere particular in mind. I just didn't want to be eaten by a kraken.
Aaron, you there?
I just said a thing. People laugh.
Okay.
Oh,
Suddenly I just got an internet connection unstable message.
Yeah, that was on
so
Jack's
I
end.
didn't hear anything. That was my end. Okay. Sorry.
Assuming
Could you say that again?
I didn't have anywhere particular I wanted to go. I just didn't want to be eaten by a kraken.
Okay, that's fair.
someone there or is going somewhere, I don't mind. But
All right. Cole, did you have a solo endeavor in mind, or?
No, if she wanted to come, she could.
Okay.
I was just gonna go see if I could. I'd have to walk now, but check in on Ludo, see if any urchins brought some news. Stuff like
Okay.
that.
Can't wait for the end of this endeavor.
And then after that, there will be a solo.
Okay.
Fly off.
All right.
See you later.
So you guys hike back to Knives Font because you're looking for Ludo.
Yeah, I'll send, since I left Jinx with Aurelia and Diamond, I'll use Edgar to look around if you can find him.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check for the Raven then.
while we're in town, should we poke in and make sure no one started squatting in our place in the last few days?
Yeah. Would mine and my sister's apartment be on the way? Yeah, it would be on the way from here, wouldn't it? It's in
You guys are
I'm
gonna
check
have to
in on there because I paid rent. I just want to make sure, just because there's been no foot traffic, nobody's squatting in there either.
Okay. You stop by your Song Sorrow's house. There's some new birds nesting in the thatch, but other than that, seems to be mostly undisturbed.
Okay.
Doesn't look like anybody's broken in or anything.
I'll ask Zoe to wait outside for a second, and I'm actually gonna go inside and I'm gonna hide 50 gold inside.
Okay. Make it a sleight of hand check. Why not?
All right. 9.
All right. So you just pick up a loose rock, throw some money under it, drop it.
Well, inside the house.
Yeah, no, it's one of those.
Yeah.
It's got like kind of cobbles for the floor. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
There's just rubble in your house. That's all.
Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, here's a pile of debris. I'll bury it in here. No.
Let's see.
With a little flag on top, like a sandcastle.
A sandcastle made of debris.
Yes, a debris castle, as it were.
And then 18 for Edgar's perception.
Okay. You are after, so you have to like send him out, let him do some circles, come back, because he does have a limited range.
Yeah.
And takes you are most of the way to Knives Font before Edgar comes back to inform you that yes, your target has been found. There's a bar just across the river, apparently.
All right. I'll start heading to the bar.
Okay.
You found him.
Yep.
I'll follow along unless Cole tells me not to come.
No, you can.
Cool.
All right. So you guys walk into this bar, Darkness at Booze.
Yes.
Thank you, Aaron. And Ludo is currently engaged in a battle of wits over a deck of cards with 2 other individuals.
Is he grifting them, or is he playing legitimately?
Give me a perception check.
Okay, now that he's back on my shoulder. 19.
19. Let's see how. You literally see him almost fumble a card into his sleeve before pulling it back up to legitimately put it back. It was like, yeah, he almost burned himself with that move. He may have had 1 or 2 more to drink than he should have before engaging in this sort of chicanery.
Yeah, he's getting overconfident with the booze. I'll wait till the end of that hand, and then I'll sit down at the table, and I'll have Edgar fly over to him and just land And
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 then
then
he looks around.
it'll fly back to me, and Zoe's sitting at a table.
He'll get up, kind of straighten himself, stroll on over. The fuck you throwing birds at me for, kid? Jesus.
Because I saw you fumble the cards, and I thought
You shut your goddamn mouth.
Well, it was a bad hand.
But don't talk about it, right?
I said it quietly.
And you are Miss Charmed, I'm sure.
This is Ludo. Taught me everything I know. Have him sit down.
Pause.
It's possible to communicate in facial expression. Well, it wasn't very much.
I mean, you kind of did that with your eyebrows right there when you said that.
I was gonna say,
I'm
that
just
was
asking for a
perfect.
GM ruling on if that can be
Yes, you absolutely can.
readable.
Yep.
Whether he realized that that's what that meant, another thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I just wanted to know if are there those two that stopped by earlier, or if anybody new came up with some news on any of the nobles or council people.
Hey, I mean, we got always sorts of news on council people and their gobshite, but you got, I mean, most everybody's trying to keep their finger on the pulse of this whole Merc Dreamer thing. You heard about that?
Yeah,
I ain't seen you around in a few days.
Yeah, we've been away. I did hear about it when we got back, though. What has there been anything that they're not saying in the sheets?
Hey, as far as that goes, I mean, they got a whole bunch of stuff going on. I mean, as far as everything above ground goes, you know, they got it locked down tighter than a cleric's purse strings. But you know who to talk to. You can still get things in and out. That's probably how they're keeping themselves supplied. You know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Kobolds are crawling under the underside and underbelly of this city. You know, top to bottom.
Yeah.
So my guess is you got the nobles up there, you got the warders up there. They're paying the scale bellies to smuggle in anything they can't get themselves, and this is going to be in for a long stalemate.
All right.
But you didn't hear it from me.
Never.
I just have it on good authority from my rumor mill.
That's all these things ever turn out to be.
Your rumor mill will know if the ones claiming responsibility really did it, or if they're just grandstanding.
Oh, you mean like who's actually holding all the cards up there? Yeah, Warlocks. Warlocks is it.
So, did you say that might be some council people helping pay scale bellies?
Oh no, council ain't gonna get. Council would be very interested in seeing this whole thing go tits up so that they can move back in and reestablish control. I mean, there may be one or two other people on the noble houses that are in Merc Dreamer themselves that have decided to go along with the current party lineup there. But nah, anybody in Fell Heights right now is probably just waiting and watching and hoping the entire thing crumbles.
Okay.
Been a lot of unrest going around, you know. A lot of people in power are not really feeling the game this round. If you take my meaning,
I could get that.
I mean, I don't know the ins and the outs of the whole shenanigan, but from what I hear, there's some very bad official opinions on anybody who's spell slinging these days. So watch yourself, yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about Lily? Anything?
Nah, not a peep on that front, man.
All right. Never heard.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, she vanished somewhere between Songstars and Dawnbreeze. That's all I could really tell you.
Yeah. You got any questions? So. You seem better equipped with this type of thing.
If you don't mind, Indy's your friend. You mentioned scale bellies are potentially getting things in now. They only work for the high bidders, or they carry in messages for the little guy too?
I mean, as far as that goes, if you can find a kobold that works with that crew, and I mean, half the time you can give him half a muffin and he'll try and do something for you.
Fair enough. But you wouldn't know anything about where to do that.
I mean, you got a big ass cave in the northeast up here. Somebody's gonna be lurking around there.
Fair enough.
And you've been around Conflux enough to know that there's an Undergress access here in Knives Font as well.
The Knives Font one, if I remember our pregame discussions, correct me if I'm wrong, is less city regulated and more regulated.
Oh, extremely less city regulated. Yeah.
None?
No.
Wait, extremely city?
Very much not city regulated.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a history check, actually.
I thought we said something about this when we were building Zoe, but I don't remember fully. I just wanted to. 3 because
Failure of history checks is correct.
So beautiful.
The only thing you know is that you have to deal with somebody who's not a warder to go through that entrance. But you know it's not a warder.
I know a warder.
Has Zoe ever made a good history check?
Yes, I rolled a 16 once for something that didn't actually amount to anything. I think it was, here's what you know, but that's not going to help you.
I swear to God, I don't do this on purpose.
No, and I have an intelligence. I have a positive intelligence modifier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just bad at apparently history. It makes sense. I'm trying to rule a country.
This is good.
Okay.
Political jokes.
So with dinner ending at the Everns, the boat recovered and coming back down the Reedy River, and Cole and Zoe fairly close to home as it stands already. Is there anything you guys need to have done before you all reassemble at the Hawkshead house?
How late is it?
It is right now, roughly speaking, you're getting just a little past sunset.
If we have a little bit of time being the closest, I'd ask Cole if he was inclined to send you've got your Raven in, just to make sure there's no squatters we'll need to take care of before everyone reunites.
Yeah.
And Aurelia is going to keep trying to talk to Constance because I didn't get a response during dinner, and I'm slightly worried.
Diamond wants to go check on her parents.
Okay.
Sure. But she's gonna check with Aurelia first.
All right.
That's fine.
So Aurelia, you try and talk to Constance. You don't get any responses. Her mind is still there. The octopus is not dead or anything.
Okay.
There's still a brain that's functioning in there. She's not talking.
Constance? It's Aurelia. Constance, are you ignoring me again? I had to leave you. I couldn't take you down there. It was dangerous.
No reaction that you can tell. It feels very much like when you talk to one of your friends' brains who you can send, but nothing. You can't really get anything back. feels very similar to that.
Oh. I'd used both my spells before, but I'm assuming by this point I have
It's been an hour or two. You've got a short rest in for spell slot.
I'll blow a spell on sending. Constance, it's a really are you there? Can you hear me? Please answer. End.
The spell goes, the message is transmitted.
Yep.
No response.
Fuck. No. No. Yeah, no, go. It's fine to go talk to your parents. That's fine. Do I have any idea why? Okay. Because sending, I should get a response back.
Sending, you know that whoever you communicate to is capable of sending a response back if they choose, yes.
Yep. Why is she not choosing? I'm going to insight check the octopus.
Give me an insight at disadvantage.
Okay.
Insight check the octopus.
And after a prolonged period of exposure to the octopus state, the octopus brain begins to set in.
6. Shit.
That's an octopus.
Is it the same octopus? Did Drenner switch octopuses on me?
It looks like the same octopus to you.
I'm glad Mara's getting into the mood of Call of Cthulhu early. So
I want to point out that she hasn't seen another octopus, has she?
No. Well, I mean, I went to school at a medical-ish college, so possibly I've seen one.
You've seen dead samples in jars.
Okay.
Aldehyde.
Yeah.
Seeing like a real one, they're all white and crap.
Yeah, that's true. No, I call up Drenner, actually. I'm paranoid. This is good.
Yeah.
Drenner, I need to talk to you. What happened?
Family, they're fantastic.
Drenner's right next to you.
What? Thanks. Yes, I know. They're lovely. What happened when we were gone with...
Well, so
weird?
you started coming out in Merc Dreamer lanes that things had gone really it really shook the city up a lot.
Yeah.
What?
Do you know what happened there, by the way? How did it start?
All I know is what I've been able to hear from rumors and whatnot, and occasionally pick up a broadsheet here and there. But yeah, no, the Warlocks decided, hey, we've got nobles on our side, and they've got money and power and influence, and we can hold a district all by ourselves, apparently. And that is what they seem to be doing.
Yep. Yeah. That is the point of the game. What?
There's also rumors going around about some big secret Warlock conclave where all of them are going to get together, but nobody seems to know much about that.
It's a party. Yeah.
Oh, so it is happening.
Yeah, we got an invite.
Where? When? Who invited you?
We got a message. We found
just
one.
Okay.
We got an invite off a corpse, and
Yes.
I can't.
The Dragonborn finds all of his invites.
Yeah. No, it's happening 3 days from now or something.
Wow. Okay.
Straight tell the civilian.
Yeah.
Are you? I mean, I assume you guys are going.
I have no idea at this point.
Competition, that kind of. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, what happened?
The competition.
What? Did anything weird happen with Constance? She's not answering me. Did she? Was it
She
fine?
seems to be doing. I haven't noticed any changes in behavior. I mean, and they pull out a small notebook. I was taking notes for you since I knew.
Oh, good.
That's what we do, you know.
Yes,
Right? Yeah, and it's a fairly detailed schedule of fed at this point.
Yeah.
You know, brief behavioral descriptions. You know, and literally nothing seems to have changed very much over the week.
I can't reach her anymore.
Is it that you can't reach her, that she's not reaching back?
Actually, probably the second one. She was responding before. I don't like this.
No, it's got to be scary.
Yep.
What are we gonna do?
I have no clue. Sorry.
Are you guys headed back to Nice Font?
Right now.
Okay.
Well, Diamond needs to stop and
I'm gonna be back up in Dawn Breeze, I think, kind of long term for now. But if I can see anything on the college side of things, I'll let you know what I find.
Please do. Be so useful. Okay, that's not where it is. Okay. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Actually, if you could, I found maybe something that might be a wild goose chase, but down when we were in the Undergress, I found an old manuscript of an expedition by the Drow, or of a group of Drow. I don't. Where is that in my notes here? There was like a mine deeper than. Okay, first off, don't freak out. They wouldn't. I took some notes. I'm planning on publishing them, but there was a lot of extenuating circumstances. We went and we met with the Dow in the Undergress.
Hang on a second.
Yep.
You met with a what?
Dow. They're like.
I have no idea what that is.
Sorry, it's like elemental sort of beings. They can box into stone, and there's a lot of strange stuff in the Underdark.
Is this some other weird name for those like 3-armed, 3-legged, 3-eyed?
Nope. Not those.
So it's a different type of outlaw. Deeper?
Yes.
How far down did you go?
Quick calculations.
Give me a survival check.
Okay. I was taking notes.
You were taking notes.
Oh, it would not be disadvantage, wouldn't it?
No.
16.
Sorry.
Good 30 miles or so, you'd say, of walking, which is definitely not going to be the same in elevation, but...
No, I mean, we went walking for like 30 miles. There was a downgrade, maybe at least a couple miles below the surface.
That's insane. I don't know of anybody who's...
Well...
Did you... Well, okay, I'm sure you found all sorts of things then, but all right. So, yeah.
Anyway,
consolidate those. You should publish that. Absolutely.
Yes. But below the Dow, there is a group of Drow who apparently, when another group tried to come horn in and consolidate their territory, it was the Dow who had gone in.
This whole Drow Dow thing is terrible. It's really I don't know why. Somebody should have named these things differently.
Yes.
The Drow.
Once we get Diamond and Zoe hitched, we can consolidate the naming.
There you go.
I mean, I'm sorry. The name you have given to yourself is too close to this other name. It's hard for me. Change.
Yes. I realize.
See,
I'm
you never
just
heard
gonna
that
put
sort
that
of thing.
there.
Fair. But the god of the fucking universe who decides what these things are called has a different relationship to it.
Yeah. Anyway.
People have a hard time just pronouncing Senstaku by itself.
Sans tacos.
Some of the scouts that they sent down to scope out the area and look at it were turned into Grell, which are like terrifying. Everything's terrifying. Like beaks, tentacles. It was gross.
All right.
So some sort of shape-changing magic. I figured I'd try and look into it. If you can see Vascone, if there's anything.
Nope. People switched.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Faces rearranged.
So let me get this straight. You spent a lot of years at a college and then learned a ton of brand new stuff by gaining magic powers and going further into the Undergress than anybody has ever heard of before. But you're pretty sure there might be more details on something even deeper than that.
I know
back
it's
at
a
your
long
surface
shot,
college.
but maybe.
You know damn well there's not going to be anything there. You're going to have to go back down there if you want to figure out what happened that way.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Well, no, Betty in their right mind would. And I say this as someone who has done a lot of research on the Undergress and finds it fascinating.
Yeah, no, last time, well, not this time, but the last time someone died. So yeah, I don't want to go back down there.
You think? Okay. Well, weird shit happened. You've got records of it. You'll be able to make a decent name as a scholar for yourself if you can, make sure that this is all collated in a way that actually sounds academically significant. But how about you focus on
my ability there?
that?
No. Yes.
Okay. All right. And then later on, once you're queen of the universe or something, we can go back down there and maybe figure out what turned several elementals into tentacle beak monsters.
Order that might be different. Anyway.
Okay.
No.
I'm just saying, sense of scale. Remember?
Yes. Sense of scale. All right.
Okay.
So we should
next couple days or so.
Yes. Drop Diamond off.
Okay. So you guys take a boat up Stormways. Right now, it's getting very close to bedtime by the time you're able to drop Diamond off.
Aaron, were you trying to say something?
What was that, Nikki?
Oh, I thought Aaron was trying to say something.
No.
Okay. All right. But you are dropped off somewhere where you can access Qatar Arms again if you need to.
Cool. I tell Aurelia to go. You go on home. I don't know how long this is gonna take.
Okay.
Also, maybe I might just spend the night here.
Oh, okay. Tomorrow morning, though, I think we'll probably need to plan.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sure. I'd like to insight check because we just went through a whole thing where Diamond was.
All right. Straight insight check.
All right, here. 10. I'm great at insight checks.
Diamond she doesn't know how the talk with her
okay
is going to go, and she's tired.
Okay, fair enough.
The other thing you get off that 10 is that Rorik is suspicious of everything.
Yes, I've gathered that. You taking Rorik with you?
Culture shock is an understatement.
I couldn't lose Rorik if I tried.
However, Rorik does seem much more comfortable now that the sun is gone.
Yes. Oh, yeah. All right. We'll meet you back at the house then.
Get there safe. I'll see you in the morning.
See ya.
I'll bring breakfast.
I think Cole might. No, he doesn't. You want to make sure you bring a bunch.
My mom will probably pack a bunch.
It's good.
All right. So you and a Durgar stride up to the door of an armor smith.
I don't go into the shop front though. I go to the apartment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rorik's like, 2 feet behind you the whole way.
Yep. Diamond knocks on the door.
And after a minute or two, Darwin pulls it open, kind of in his nightshirt. Let's go. Oh, Diamond, come on in. And more new friends. Okay.
Fine by this point. Just sort of more new people.
They're so happy that Diamond has friends now. They're just like, sure, yeah.
At this point, it's just like, well, next time we see her, she'll have an entire different cadre of people, but okay.
Our daughter's so popular nowadays.
Right. Your mom comes out also in her nightgown, kind of braiding her hair on one side. Oh, you're back. That's wonderful. Are you all right? Everything okay? Who's this?
Oh, Mom, Dad, this is Rorik Bloodstone.
And he just sort of crossed the chest.
He is my bodyguard.
Where did you get a bodyguard?
Why do you need a bodyguard?
There are so many questions that could be
There's
asked.
so much.
I'm in so much trouble.
Mom, we went to the Undergress to do our warlock job and stuff, and I met Dad.
And your mother just puts her hands over her mouth, and you just see all the blood just run right out of her face. Darwin, to his credit, immediately is like, well, let's all sit down and talk then, and sort of, gets her into a chair and, drags another one out, and it's like,
I feel this
Welcome.
conversation so hard right now.
welcome to the surface.
Don't even know.
Is anybody hungry? Do we need any?
We just actually came from a friend's dinner, but tea.
All right.
Great.
Yes, that's an excellent idea. I will boil some water. And he steps off to one side and just sort of hits the pump and gets a kettle on and starts looking for mugs and that sort of thing. And
I like the
mom literally has not moved a muscle. She's just
you said hits the pump, and I immediately thought of forge brewed tea, and I was like, that sounds amazing.
It sounds baller as fuck. Like
the most metal tea ceremony ever.
We call overkill.
No kill like overkill. So, Diamond, you're at a table with your mother, who looks like she's going through a state of shock.
Diamond grabs her mom's hands and is like, like rubbing them, and she's like, I'm okay. Everything's fine. I'm sorry that upsets you, or I'm sorry that I said it. I couldn't say that any in a way that wasn't like super shocking. It was also a shock for me too, though.
I'm sure it was.
I can't remember if I did this for Diamond's story, but did her mom know that her dad like existed she had the talk with Corey. Okay, cool. Did you know I was likely to run into him down there?
I had no idea.
Well, he seems nice. I could kind of see why you guys hit it off. Uh, he was. He's not what I expected, but
Are you all right?
yeah. I mean, there's like a whole other thing that I'm dealing with the whole warlock thing, and I went down there and we got captured, and I thought we were going to become slaves to the Tao, and that was
He actively flinches.
yeah, that I'm not okay with. That was bad. And then we got brought in front of the Malik. We got brought in front of Dad, and he didn't recognize me, but I guess our resemblance is close enough that he asked who my mom was, and you had a talk with Korashana about making sure that I wasn't known to him, right?
Korashana and I talked about keeping you safe as best we could. And I told them what I knew about your past because they are your friends. Your friends see very clearly, dear. And so I felt like having someone who was at least a little bit prepared nearby was the best I could do to try and make sure you were as safe as you could be.
I told him that I was your daughter. He immediately made me fight him. And then I got recognized as his first descendant. Mom, it took swinging a sword at him, but he accepted me within an hour. And there's a whole other part of me down there, and I can go back. I could go back, and I can.
And at that point, she just collapses back in the chair. And you can see the tears coming down her cheeks as she's sort of hiding her face a little bit. And go ahead and give me an insight check.
18.
You have seen your mother like this once before. It is a very distant memory when you never knew your grandmother on your mother's side. She had died before you were born. You were about 6 or 7 when your grandfather died in a industrial accident at the industrial forge that he worked at. That was the first time you remember seeing your mother crumble before. That is barely a patch on what you're seeing right now. This is a woman whose entire reality is fracturing around her and blowing away.
mean, I'm a little confused, but I'm not mad. It sort of felt like you were keeping something from me, and
I know. I know.
that's cool. But the Tao aren't. You raised me to be a certain way, and while that's certainly my inheritance, it's not. I wouldn't know what the first thing to do if I actually went back down there. And I don't honestly want to right now. But I just want you to know that I'm here, but there is a part of me that wants to know more about, about Dad and everything going on down there later when things have calmed down and it's not imperative. But
you watch your mother slowly start to pull herself back into a coherent whole. She reaches out and just kind of grabs your hand. Doesn't say anything.
Diamond, is stroking her mother's hand and just says, I've thrown a lot of things at you in the past 3 weeks that I feel would be. I'm barely keeping it together. And I mean, I'm just so glad that I became a warlock and I found out who my dad was. But it's nice to know that I can come back here. And
you can always come back here.
And Diamond hugs her mom.
We'll always have a place set for you, and the door is always going to be open, sweetheart.
I know. So Rorik is my bodyguard from Dad.
She gives him a very sideways sort of glance.
He's great. And I hope. And I'm sorry, Rorik, for putting this on your shoulders, but he's going to kind of act as you and Dad's eyes and ears, sort of. Without, not maybe it's the ears. He's gonna make sure that I'm safe.
Your mother pats your hand and rises to her feet and walks over to Rorik and looks down at him. Young man.
I will end you.
This is my daughter, and if anything happens to her, I will be holding you personally responsible. Do you understand? Rorik looks back up at her. I need to roll some dice.
Does she intimidate the dwarf warrior?
The Durgar warrior.
Audible gulp.
And for one of the first times, you see him sort of square himself like he's trying to put forward a particular image. Yes. Then we won't have any problems. And she turns and steps away. And Rorik is usually very good at just, eyes front, but he sort of like looks at you like, shit.
Why do you think the Malik went after that? Do you, Diamond turns to her mom, like, I mean, it's the middle of the night, so we can talk about it in the morning. I do have to go back to the Hawkshead, but I was hoping I could spend the night. I'm tired. I don't want to take a boat ride right now.
She immediately is like, your room's right up here. We will get everything prepared. And Darwin like sort of looks at Rorik. Can roll out a bed for you in the forge yard if you... Fine. And I don't know. They go off and probably talk for about 5 minutes about Smith things. But everybody gets set for the evening at Qatar Arms. All right. Anything else happening tonight before everybody gets their long rest?
Yeah.
As long as our house is not infested with...
You guys are able to do a familiar scouting, and yes, the house is primarily only infested with a single ooze.
Okay.
My baby!
The guard dog
Oozes
works.
and rats are expected.
How much of the house has been
Will
eaten?
we...
That's a good question.
Roll me a D100.
Oh no.
It says the percentage of the house that has been eaten.
Who's rolling it?
I'll roll it. I'll roll it. I asked the question. I'll roll the dice.
Please roll me a 100.
43.
Oh!
43. The table is gone. That's
The entire table just gone.
the entire table's just fucking gone. Chairs are still there.
That's all right.
I really need to scream into a temporary abyss,
was
just
gonna say,
a
like,
pocket
like,
dimension there, just for a sec.
A pillow or maybe an entire black hole. Or...
No, yeah, I'm gonna scream into the black hole. That's my plan.
I do like, by the way, that Diamond's mom and her dad have said verbatim the same thing about protecting their daughter. like
oh yeah, no, Rorik's getting it from both sides, man.
Okay.
There is probably just on the boat ride back, like very brief conversations. As Wotan sort of looks at the other two, sort of contemplating. I think our friends in Mercdreamer may have taken a grand step forward, but they may have also made a major mistake.
Why is that?
Because now they have a holding, and now the council is surrounding them, and they can't go anywhere. They're stuck in Mercdreamer, and if they leave, the council will take Mercdreamer back and hit them with everything they've got. I think we need to avoid making that same mistake. If we make a strike, it needs to be a decapitation. We don't need to take a district, we need to take the city.
I'm not certain how effective just removing the council would be, or how easy it would be. Though, I suppose... You've given me vague instructions as to what your patrons have told you about the game. What's the wording of the goal?
The particular order was to bring down the current government and establish a new one.
Yeah. It would make the steps they've taken seem to be in the direction of establishing a new one. Though I guess if they're the only governmental power and we take down the current one, that would technically fulfill that statement.
Although at that point, how do you determine who wins?
That's a really good question. How do we even know that's their goal?
We don't.
Yeah.
But I think they've definitely pigeonholed themselves there.
Yeah, they're certainly locked down, but I feel like that's not necessarily a bad thing for them. They at least, if their goal is the same as ours, they're halfway there.
Sort of. I don't know. I don't know if it's quite established as establishing a new government if it's only for one district.
It's a new government's a new government. The thing you said didn't say a new government for every part of the city.
That's fair.
Just a new one.
Contract wording can be finicky.
And as from what I understand, your patrons are fans of wordplay.
Mine's not. I'll guarantee you that much.
Yours in the general sense, not. Mine growls.
I don't speak with mine.
Yeah.
It doesn't go well.
Yeah. We're not on speaking terms. But yeah, yours in the generals. Those of you that have patrons is what I was referring to.
But I think they might be secure in that area in Mercury, but I think they've basically eliminated themselves from the outer greater workings for a while.
Well, I guess we'll find out at this Warlock party thing. If they're there, then they're not locked out, not as locked down as we think.
Well, if they can even manage to make it without, the rest of the city moving in to take it back from them.
We'll see.
All right. You guys head home. Aaron?
I have two quick things once everyone who's assembling tonight has assembled.
Okay.
And Cole's doing a scouting thing.
Yes.
I already did the math. So I'm going to spend an hour. I'm going to cast Locate Creature, and I can cover 6 miles.
Okay.
And then
where are you starting your search?
I'll start
regionally?
I'll start from the house and fly towards Song Sorrows.
Okay.
Cover as much of Song Sorrows as I can. I'll just do 1 hour and then come back home.
Roll me a D100.
D100, not +3. 33.
No pings on this route.
Okay.
But then you return back to the house?
Yep.
All right. 2 quick things from Zoe then.
Yep.
Assuming basically everybody but Diamond is back by now.
Yep.
So I have some news, or we have some news, indicating Cole.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our probable next plan of action because it benefits the things we're looking for, and it's, well, we know how the people in Merkdreamer are keeping supply. They're using scale bellies, who we're already after for ancestral desecration. Personal desecration? I'm really not familiar with.
They have information, I think, on something.
No, they desecrated Korshana's thing.
Yeah.
Korshana's ancestor, who has been explained to me as also an alternate version of Korshana's self. His grave was robbed by these people. Sorry, Jeremy.
No. Cora's just like, and then just lets it go.
I don't know what the appropriate term is, but I understand we were after them, and now this is another thing that we can go after them for. At the minimum, it's going to greatly inconvenience them if we take the scale bellies out. At maximum, we could potentially angle for or even wrest control of her little revolution if we want it. I am from Merkdreamer, aren't I?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I obviously also lived in Merkdreamer, so
Oh, it's useful. You don't have to go drink weird spider juice. It's very helpful. Convenient.
What is wrong with you?
Getting to Merkdreamer the first time was an interesting experience.
It was not fun.
Well, to be fair, that was mostly because of me.
All right.
You're saying.
And second thing is I may need a little bit of a loan. Primarily, I commissioned some arms from Diamond's family. So I need to figure out exactly or some armor from Diamond's family. And I need to figure out exactly how much that's going to be. And I have new magic that apparently is expensive.
How expensive?
Well, it's a one-time payment of 150 gold. But it will significantly enhance my ability to actually sit there and stab people and hurt the people who try and stab me back.
Also us. Who also try and stab us. It's a group thing.
What is wrong with you today? Is it just because... Look, if it wasn't clear, the fact I am courting Diamond does not mean that I begrudge you also wishing to court Diamond.
Yes.
Or
Can we
Cole gets up and leaves
stop
the room.
right there?
A new challenger enters.
First of
wasn't
all,
that why you invited Diamond to...
No, Diamond wanted to come with.
First of all, what is wrong with you, Zoe? You've snapped twice to reasonable questions.
Really exhausting to pretend to be I am who I am. But down there, I can't risk presenting as I really am. Because there are a lot of people who want my family line dead and don't want me to ascend to my rightful place. And if they knew, they would kill me because they could very easily. And now I say I have a spell that it makes it easier for me to be in melee combat because it makes it harder for people to hit me. And when those people hit me, it makes there be consequences. And for some reason, that's a wrong spell to have, as though I have that kind of control over
No, I was just confirming that you never mind. I have 90 gold.
Yeah, nope.
I have 50 odd bullets still, so I am probably good on weapon ammunition for the time being that I can contribute to this. We also have our little job that we may be doing for our landlords, correct? So that would probably get us more gold.
So that does need to get done.
When does that happen again? Because we have 3 days before this party that we may or may not be going to.
How does the timeline shake out on that, Jack?
So party's on the 1st. They estimated that the job for the were-rats would be roughly on the 10th.
Okay. We've got another week after, a little more than a week after the party before the job happens.
All right. So in the meantime, I've got that much gold. Do we have enough to contribute to a group fund that we should probably be starting outside of just the money we need to pay our landlords, which I also have a question out, but I will save that for later, that Zoe can use. I have 90.
I've got 6.
I have
Okay.
36.
Okay.
I would gladly contribute, but I have literally no money.
Perfect. All right.
The only reason I can't pay for this is because I've been giving everyone else money when they ask.
What is it just the 150 gold, or is it to buy a thing? What's the...
Well, From what I can tell, my magic can create the item if I have the adequate amount of money, according to Player's Handbook. But if anyone knows where to get a gem with an eyeball inside of it for cheaper than 150 gold that is worth 150 gold, that could possibly also work.
Do I know if we have anything like that at the university?
Roll me just straight intelligence check.
Okay.
Also
I
question,
know a jeweler. Would they have anything like that?
because I went to the military, the martial academy,
Mm-hmm.
and that seems like the kind of trophy some guy would pick up out of a graveyard at some point and go, "Ha, cool shit!" Put it on a wall. Is there anything like that at the
You
academy?
also can
Marshall?
make an intelligence check.
I got a 5, so no.
Yeah, no, you don't think there's anything like that at Viscone.
Cool.
Not with advantage, but that was a 2.
Pretty sure there's nothing like that at the
Venerable Academy
VAM
Marshal.
either.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, your particular criminal background is killing people. Mine is stealing things. So maybe I can have a look around and see if we can get that arranged.
Yeah. That works, and I don't need it immediately. The only thing I'm not sure of is the player wasn't there for that session. Diamond, I think we got me a deal on some studded leather, but I don't know how much that was actually going to cost.
Darwin was going to basically make that for cost, so it was going to be 50 gold.
Okay.
Just cover the materials and I'll make it for you.
Yep.
Cool.
So regarding Merc Dreamer Lane, we were actually talking. It's interesting that you brought it up because we were talking about it on the ship earlier. Not from the vague wording that has been passed to me. It seems like that might them holding Merc Dreamer and potentially being stuck there. We'll see in a couple of days if they actually are stuck there. Might work to our benefit. If the goal of the game is to establish a new government has in fact been established. The old one still exists. It has to be taken down, but that is half of our objectives in the game completed already.
Not accomplished by us.
Not accomplished by us, but if they establish the government and we get rid of the old one, I don't know what'll happen.
We'll have to face
I
them.
don't know either, and I don't plan on losing this because that means the extinction of my people. So, not acceptable.
All right.
We need to take them out as well.
The scale bellies seem like a good way to do that, and we already have reason to go after them. Did we get information on the scale bellies, or was there something we were supposed to do for that, or no?
That's what that's what the whole job in the Underdark was for. Was for that information.
What was that information, by the way, or do I still need to go back to find the elf to get that?
For the assassination contract one?
Yeah.
Yep, you still need to go to the elf to find that. It was information on the Fey antiquities.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, then correct us when we say the wrong thing.
Yeah. The scale belly. We got information on how to find their hideout, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, we already got that.
Sorry, I was
information.
addressing other things in chat, and I was not paying attention to that bit of conversation. My bad. But yes, so as far as the jobs go, the 3 jobs that you did for the elf, there was getting the book, which you have done and gotten your reward for. There was murdering the person, which you did and got your reward for. And then there was the contract, which you have completed but have not yet gotten your reward for.
Yeah, the handout syndicate directions is the information we received about how to get to the scale bellies.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So we've already.
All right. I'll head down to the elf in the morning with whoever feels like going alongside and get the information from that.
I would.
Right.
My question about our landlords is if we want to continue staying here in Knives Font. There is an advantage here. No one really, besides our landlords, cares that we are here. It means we can come and go easily without passing guards or checkpoints. But I need to get back to my family as soon as possible, which is in Candlespark. In a couple weeks, hopefully. So I suggest we move with alacrity, as those in Merkdreamer Lanes have done, or that we maybe look at relocating the compact.
There are definitely places to move if we desire to move. We could also potentially just...
Or that's something we do in conjunction with our overall goals of taking over the city.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably be careful about casting spells in public too, because it seemed that the council may have caught on to what the point of the game is by now.
And if
so
they've caught on,
they're a little bit more on edge around. They're not as keen on the game continuing.
Has there been anything besides the Merkdreamer Lane? That was a big one, but any other rumors about the other compacts that we heard from in the lost broadsheet? The other ones? I would like to, before we go, if we go to this party in 3 days, I would like to know who the hell is going to be there and who this is from and what is going to happen, because I don't want to walk into a death trap.
Have we figured out if this is a trap yet? Yes, exactly. Have we?
I don't know.
You have not.
I don't know anything about.
I can
Hyacinth's
shake a few tree leaves and see if any information comes out in Stormways, and see if anyone knows that. Oh, hey, yeah, no, there's a thing going on. None of the warders that I worked with know I'm a warlock, so.
Perfect. Do you know? Does anyone know anyone in Dancer's Court, or has been there?
I know someone in many districts, but I don't think any of my contacts in Dancer's Court would know anything about this.
All right.
As someone who attended the Academy Marshal, you know some people in Dancer's Court, Elishard.
No. Is the Academy Marshal's in Dancer's Court?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the Venerable Academy Marshal. It's in Dancer's Court. I know a few people there as well.
Might be good to talk around there and see what they know about things going on. Apparently, it's a lot of rumors going around about that. My friend was very interested when I told them about this banquet.
Yeah, I can Stormways in Dancer's Court tomorrow. While
Perfect.
Morton is getting information.
Perhaps this is the nature of my people talking, but I am a little bit disinclined from going to this party. We expose ourselves, we reveal our presence, perhaps even our capabilities if things go south. And there isn't any clear benefit to us, aside from potentially learning more about the others who attend.
Learning more, gaining alliances that we can eventually, well, to be frank, use to our benefit and then later abandon. We're in a very social and cutthroat contest. Not participating makes it clear that you're somebody who can be picked off because nobody is helping you.
Anybody who's considering this as well can also give me a history check.
Yes, please.
The best roll I've ever made.
21.
Sorry, Aaron.
9.
Wow. Wow.
I called it.
You
Like, I can't
did. You did.
complain about it.
I like how I have a lower mod, but I consistently roll higher at that than you.
Yeah, no, I'm not actually bad from a mechanical standpoint.
Yeah,
It's just the
it's
dice
just
don't
that
like that
I
roll.
hate
Yeah,
to roll
that's like
for
me
some
and constitution checks.
reason. Well, Aurelia and Wotan both thinking back to previous games that you've either heard about or even been present for. The other thing here is that this sort of party is exactly the kind of place where not just warlocks, but influential members of society who are there's a strong tradition of district support and that sort of thing for warlock compacts in the great game. This is the perfect place to sort of set yourself up as, hey guys, here we are. And it's the great game equivalent of, this is where you get your sponsorship deals.
Yeah, there won't just be warlocks there, though. There will also be, well, quite frankly, noble sponsors looking to find warlock compacts to get behind and offer assistance and power to, which we'll need.
And nobles we need are not the ones that are already the government. We need the nobles.
Yeah, the government isn't going to be welcome there because that's what we're actively trying to bring down.
Whatever. Don't listen to the person with a noble lineage.
A noble lineage that specifically comes from a people that consist largely of assassins, apparently? I imagine there's a lot of backstabbing down there, yes, but this is a different game.
At the very least.
Not my point.
At the very least, it gets us eyes on other warlocks. So that we're not blindsided on the street at random if they decide, oh look, there's a compact of warlocks we need to kill.
Yep.
I'd rather have more information about the people we're playing against than none at all.
It's definitely worth at least scouting out, even if we don't actually attend, but attending might also still be very helpful.
Anyway, I'm going to go to bed. I've had a long day. And I walk out of the room carrying my tank.
Do you need help with that?
No, it's fine. It's not that heavy anymore. Been lifting it sort of daily. You gotta like clean the filters and stuff.
Upper body day. Bring the octopus tank.
Yeah. What we're saying is Aurelia is swole.
I have a strength of 2.
Oh.
Wotan sits down and the table's gone. He's like Wotan goes to sit down at the table. He looks over. Shite, the table's gone.
Oh yeah.
Just goo bits.
Did you eat the entire table? He says, looking down at Bubbles. I'm honestly impressed.
Korashana, you hear, of course I ate the fucking table. You guys were gone for like a long time. I got hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just say back mentally, no, I understand.
I'm honestly
and then
impressed.
Bubbles kind of trundles off over towards Diamond. Mom.
Diamond's not there.
Diamond's at her house.
Where's Mom?
Aww.
I can't. I'm emotional.
Mom.
We'll be back. You will be here soon.
I could probably...
Wotan goes to find a different table, probably one that's upstairs, to write a letter.
We only had the one, unfortunately.
I mean, kinda. No, there was the desk up in the other room and that sort of thing. But yeah,
It's not a raven. It's good enough.
right. Similar to a raven. But yes, so you have a chance to write your letter, and unless there's any other imperative business, everybody gets a long rest. Now, we have 3 days before the party. Is there anything specific anybody is wanting to do those days? Somebody mentioned going to see the elf.
Yeah.
John?
I'm going to talk to warders in Stormways, and I'm going to go some of my old warders that I worked with when I was still not retired, and then also people from the people that I know from the academy and Dancer's Court.
Okay. What are you trying to find out there?
I'm basically just with the warders in Stormways. Hey, there have been rumors about this Warlock party happening in Dancer's Court. I'm wondering if anybody's heard anything, through the chain of command that is that an area I need to avoid for a while, or what's going on? And then in Dancer's Court, again, I've heard rumors that there's going to be some sort of party in the district in the next couple of days. Anybody know anything about it?
Okay, so basically trying to find some information specifically. Is it a trap?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll me 2 persuasion checks then.
All right. Do I have any amount of advantage for talking? And also, do I get anything flat out from my Watcher's Eye?
You've got a lower DC on the first one since it's Stormways. But...
Okay.
And the letter that Wotan wrote that night, which is he's going to Galder to Thalia, was basically, I'm back from the Undergress. We need to have we need to make plans and have conversations. Can you meet me at provided location?
Okay.
What was the role I was making?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. All right. 9.
Doesn't seem like anybody in Stormways has heard much about said party. I mean, most of it is, I don't know shit about that. I mean, sounds like the sort of thing that would happen, but meh.
Yeah. And then
same for Dancer's Court.
Of course, I get the 22 on the Dancer's Court.
Yeah. Dancer's Court, you find that there actually has been a little bit of rumblings about this, mostly on the need to know kind of underground. It's the Conflux equivalent of that band that gives it's the Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist shtick.
Oh.
Right, where there's a band that gives a concert, but they only announce it 30 minutes beforehand, and only if you actively follow their one secret social media feed, kind of thing. But in this case, so there's definitely an event going on. Not a lot of details, but there have been rumblings about it. And nobody knows how you get on the invitation list, although they assume that if you're a warlock, you can kind of just show up. And yeah, that's pretty much everything you know. One person has heard of a friend of theirs who got an invitation, but they haven't seen it or anything like that.
Okay.
Definitely no rumors that anybody is preparing to, definitely no rumors that it's like, oh yes, but it's put on by the government so that they can arrest everybody who comes in.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. Is anybody going with Wotan down to talk to the elf?
Aurelia is.
Okay.
If it's morning time, sorry, I was looking at something else. Diamond shows up, drops pastries, goes, says hi to Bubbles, goes with Wotan.
Okay.
I would try and fill you in if the timing worked out on what
there would definitely be enough time on the boat ride.
Yeah. We can fill each other in on the ride to the elf.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys arrive at the elf's lair.
No.
There are 3 of you, which is the maximum number of people he will allow indoors. Rorik is instructed to wait outside.
Probably where he prefers.
Have to keep reminding myself that Diamond is now 2 people.
Yep.
You did that to you.
Oh yeah, no, that's all on me.
Yep. Just wait, I'll have a second person at some point. We get to that level.
Constance?
No. Well, I don't know who yet. It's a good question. I haven't decided.
So you were able to
Friend with the big voice.
you were able to conclude the negotiations for the contract, yes?
That we were. I believe that everything should be squared away as far as that goes.
Very much so. Well, you are in luck. The most recent bit of information has given me 3 leads that you can potentially pursue regarding these random objects that you have. Well, anyway. And he pulls out just a number of papers and starts referring to them in pieces. So given the descriptions that were initially provided to me by your very dead friend, I was able to track down some rumors that might indicate some of the objects he had referenced. There was a cloak. Only thing I could find was in Dancer's Court. There's rumor of a pair of performers, magicians, in the stage and curtain sense. Now, of course, this is not unusual. There are many people who can craft deceptions and illusions to astound their audiences, but these 2 seem to have a magnificent facility for astounding feats of legerdemain that are all but inexplicable, even to other magicians of their same type. Plus, they both wear matching garish cloaks, so maybe one of them is actually magic. I do not know, but it was the best lead that I could find. These performers work under the name of Bailey and Morgan. There was also a question of a mask. Some months back, I was able to find that a cadre of hunters in the Wonderwood down in Underbow stumbled across some creature of horrific aspect that managed to slay 5 of them. There was only one survivor. He escaped and tells babbling tales of a withered man in a terrifying skull mask that apparently ensnared and murdered his companions. Sounded terrifying. Only other thing I was able to find a rumor of was the bit about the amulet. There's rumors of a thief in Tricktowns who goes by the alias of Ember. She is said to be almost an untouchable criminal in the city, leading some to believe that there is more to her success than simply her skills. And she is noted to possess a necklace with a yellowish crystal at the end. And she has never been seen without it, which made me, of course, suspicious. Those are what I have been able to find. I do not know if they will actually lead anywhere, but it was the best I could do.
It's better than nothing. It's certainly a trio of leads to follow.
Quite so. So, we are good then, yes?
I believe we've settled everything then, yes?
Excellent. Get out of my house.
Gladly.
Get the fuck out of my store!
So, with those bits of information, which I will put into handouts for you.
Thank you.
You guys now have a couple days to prepare for the party, assuming you guys are interested. Is there any further discussion, or are you guys just going to basically give that whole thing a pass?
Diamond wants to talk to Zoe about armor and also glasses for Rorik.
Okay.
Did we determine that he's nearsighted or something?
He's
No.
a Durgar.
Sunglasses.
Oh, sunglasses.
They're bright.
Shades. Which I could probably honestly get it really is, but I wanted to ask Zoe because maybe anyway.
As far as the discussion of the of whether to go or not. Not unless it's brought up
Okay.
by someone else.
I mean, Aurelia probably would at some point because we need to confirm whether we're going. I think it's a good idea.
I want to go.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
And Wotan does obviously, of course, assuming is going to assume that Dahlia intends to meet him at designated point in time, which is probably before the party.
Okay. There is now a handout called 3 Leads from the Elf that everybody should be able to reference in the handouts folder.
Huzzah.
God, my handouts folder is getting huge. Okay.
It happens.
All right.
You haven't seen that.
So yeah, going. Earlier would want to go talk to Torvald actually. Speaking of our very loud friend.
Can I go
All
with
right.
you? I have a thing.
Let's start with armor and sunglasses.
Yep.
Take Roar with you at least. Anyway, yeah. Diamond's like, do you want to go get the armor from Dad? It should definitely be done by now.
Yeah, if it's done by this point, and I'd love to come.
Excellent. Also, do you know of a place where someone with light sensitivity could get eye protection for Rorik?
Jack?
Go ahead, and I apologize. Give me a history check.
Well, the answer is no.
11.
11 is enough.
Better than average.
Yep, 11 is absolutely enough. So yes, you are familiar with a tinker shop in Dawnbreeze, actually, that is occasionally frequented and patronized is the word I've been looking for, by individuals from the Undergress who need a little bit of assistance in making the adjustment to surface operations. A pair of dark goggles, which is usually more advisable than glasses because goggles stay strapped to your head when you swing axes, is usually somewhere in the order of 5 or 6 gold pieces.
It isn't free, but for our current economics, it is affordable. Well, there's a place in Dawnbreeze I know, though there is a reason why people like me and you are more common to find on the surface. From what I know, you get used to it, but it is a part of who you are. It never goes away. But yeah, I can help you find that and get that arranged.
Yeah, if it's Dawnbreeze, you just go up, buy those goggles real quick, and then head over to Dad's shop.
Okay, so 6 gold for the goggles, and Rurik can strap them on his head. And you notice that, like, yeah, he's usually very tense out in sunlight. This helps him relax a good bit.
Yay, I'm so glad.
Goggles on, shoulders go down.
Yep, like
if I can do so quietly, I will mention to Diamond. That should help. But if you're going to keep him with you as a guard or just as a friend, it's something you're going to have to keep in mind. From what I know, he probably won't speak up about it.
Joey is a good judge of character.
It's almost like I'm a destined leader who understands having underlings.
I'm sorry, Nikki's confused about what you're trying to tell Diamond.
To rephrase, I'm not sure how Zoe would rephrase, but this is a person who is bound to your service, whether as a friend or as an employee or as someone your dad literally gifted you, whatever that dynamic is. He's bound to your service. He might not speak up about the discomforts he's having with the surface. And even if the goggles help, they may or may not actually solve the underlying problem, as it's pretty innate.
Okay.
So you have to be conscious of that because he won't necessarily warn you.
Cool. Yeah.
I think that's a little more aggressive than how Zoe wanted to put it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, okay. Then as soon as Diamond hands Rorik the goggles and sees him kind of like, like untense his shoulders a little bit, Diamond meets the goggles, assuming he's looking at her, and says, all right, and you will need to let me know as soon as there's anything else that you need to make your comfort as my escort on the surface more I want you to be comfortable, but I also want you to be ready in case you need to do your job. And you must let me know of how I can facilitate that. We're going to have to work as a team.
Right. I'll do that.
Should probably also get you a shirt.
He had like a full sentence.
He did. He did have a full sentence. I'm so proud. Wait, is Rorik wearing a shirt? For some reason, me.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
yeah.
he's bare chested. Yeah, I'm just. Yep.
Need to get you a shirt.
And as you guys begin to move from Dawnbreeze to Stormways, there is an encounter.
Oh.
As a small knot of surface Durgar notice the three of you walking. There's a little bit of kind of talk back and forth. And then one of them shouts out, "Hey, lad, what you running with those girls for? Looking for some work, are ya? We pay way better over here. The Gut Gravel Gang's always looking for recruits, boy. Come and see us."
Of course, I'm not going to infringe on your choice, Rorik, but they're not necessarily the most trustworthy. Your call.
Does Rorik even react to them?
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, Rorik is just walking. You can see just the faintest furrow of a brow over the goggles.
Mm-hmm.
All right then, walk on, you pussy.
Wow.
Wow.
And there's just the faintest hitch in his step, and he keeps going.
I'm gonna buy Rorik.
I've walked past those people before.
Yeah, so have I.
Not loud enough for their group to hear. Well, better to be a pussy than to be an absolute dick. Which is probably in Undercommon because it's probably a drow saying that changed to be swear words.
Yeah, I mean, matriarchal society.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And you guys move into Stormways. Darwin is
Rorik speaks Undercommon. I don't know if that was established.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely speaks Undercommon. Yeah. Yeah. And moving into Stormways, you guys get back to Qatar Arms. Darwin and company are quite pleased to see everybody. Zoe, you are definitely welcomed back as one of Diamond's friends. It's wonderful to see you again. And Darwin sort of clapping his hands and immediately makes the assumption that you're here to talk equipment.
Yeah, we commissioned some armor previously. I hope it's gone well, if the price is as we discussed, or...
Absolutely. If you'll come in this way, we'll see about the fitting, make some last-minute adjustments, and get you all set. So there's probably about a hour process of getting the armor properly fitted, making sure it's got the right range of motion, few minor alterations, a little bit of maneuvering of things back and forth, and at the end of it, and 50 gold in, you have a full set of studded leather.
Awesome.
Elishard.
While I'm in Stormways, I need to go talk to Elasmir.
Okay. If you need to talk to your dad, you talk to your dad.
Yeah.
I'm assuming just it's not any worse than the studded leather in the book or anything.
Yeah, no, it's same stats as studded leather in the book for sure.
Which dad is Elasmir? Is it Dragonborn dad or?
No, Elasmir is the Stormways warder captain.
Ah, okay.
If he's interested, I will also sell him my leather armor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know it probably won't take that much, but it is like well-maintained normal leather armor.
He can give you roll one thing here. Okay.
It's convenient.
Yeah, he can give you 20 gold for that.
Awesome. I will definitely take that because, oh my god, spell components are expensive.
Yes. Yes, quite. So you're gonna head towards Elasmir. Before we do that, Aurelia needs to talk to some people.
Yes, I need to talk to Cora probably.
Okay.
So Aurelia comes up to you with the tank.
Is everything all right?
No, I've lost contact. She isn't responding back to me, and I think there's something wrong on her end. Your telepathic communication is different than mine. Can you check?
Somewhat, yes. I can check. If she's simply not talking, I can't do much about that, but I can try. So I will reach out.
Okay. What are you trying to communicate initially to Constance?
I'm just gonna start with a greeting. Hello.
No particular response. There's a brain there, definitely, but
I'm wondering, perchance, is everything all right with you? Aurelia is somewhat concerned.
there's a kind of shiver that runs down through the octopus in this tank there, and it's definitely received some sort of stimulus, but there's no thought response.
What was that? What did you do?
I had simply expressed that you were concerned.
Did she?
Was that bad?
No.
Okay.
Did she say anything?
No, she has not said anything yet.
Fuck. Running out of time.
Are you concerned that this transformation may be reverting her to a...
When I first started talking to her, she did not remember me. It took several days of continued to get her to retain things. You're gone for maybe it'll go back. Maybe it'll come back.
Perhaps. Then you wouldn't simply need... Keep going. Keep at it. In the meantime, I think obviously we would all like to achieve our goals as quickly as possible. I think the sooner this happens, the better.
Yes. Thank you for trying.
Of course.
Leaves with tank. Exit
Okay.
with octopus.
Exit with octopus. All right. And then you need to go talk to Torvald.
Yeah, let's talk to Torvald.
Exit with Octopus is the name of my Smashing Pumpkins cover band.
Dope. Go ahead and just roll me a D100.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I know where he was. 88.
88. You're headed to the Horse and Harp. Up in Dawn Breeze. Walk up the path. Open the door. Make a dexterity save.
Oh.
Boy.
Fun. Oh, no, that's a 7.
Something collides with you.
What kind of something?
And you tumble backwards and just sit down on the gravel path. Good heavens, I do apologize. I did not intend the... Miss Evans, it's a pleasure to see you again. Allow me to help you out.
What was that?
That was Torvald coming out the door very fast.
Okay, where were you going? You have to look where you're going.
Well, yes, I do suppose that would be a bit more advisable than simply blundering into people. Allow me to... He picks you up, doesn't dust you off because you sat down. Are you all right? I do apologize. Quite strenuously.
Yes, I'm fine. We are back from... We had some errands to run as I come.
Oh, yes, we're off on adventures with your fellow Warlocks.
Yes. Are we in the main area right now?
You are literally standing on the porch. In
Cool.
the main entrance.
Got it. Let's go inside to your rooms, I think. Is Chiswick there?
Good heavens, Miss Evans, what do you take me for? I jest, of course. Yes, by all means, come in. We'll make you comfortable, get you something to eat, perhaps something to drink. Chiswick is about somewhere. We'll find him if you need to speak to him as well. And we'll see what we can do to be of service to you this afternoon, morning, whatever time it is.
It's morning. Go somewhere that is not where everyone can overhear everything.
All right. So we go back to his rooms. There's shit everywhere. Clothes, bits of armor, an extra pair of rapiers. Money is just sort of scattered on the table. Bottles, some full, some not.
Some halfway between.
Yep. It's a mess.
Where is Chiswick? Do I see him?
Oh, well, he was off visiting his family earlier this week, and then he arrived this morning, things are in a bit of disarray. I do apologize.
I can tell. How long were you by yourself?
2 days.
I said this in chat, but I feel like it needs reiterating. He is a one-man frat.
Yep.
Kind of.
A little bit. Well, this looks terrible.
Yes, it rather does, doesn't it? He's almost proud.
My lord.
No, we're gonna clean this up. This just...
Well, yes, that's what I pay Chiswick for.
Yes, but he was not here, and this has happened.
Well, he'll be back in a few moments. What did you need, by the way?
I needed, we have a...
Oh, and everybody died.
Nope,
just
Mara.
Okay.
I think Mara's connection just went...
We are going to.
Mara, I don't know if you can hear us, but your connection is really spotty right now. Yeah, I suppose chat would work actually much better for that.
I can't see you over. Can you hear me?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
We might have you back.
You're back.
I think we got you back.
Maybe?
You're
Hi.
back.
Woo. I was gonna say, let's see. So I was telling Torvald, there is a party that is going to be happening in a couple days on the 1st of whatever, Troilix.
Sounds lovely. I'd be delighted to escort you and attend.
Perfect. I will need you to be as quiet as possible.
Absolutely. Is it a secretive sort of party then?
Yes, very much so.
Am I to be quiet at the party or simply proceeding?
All the way through, mostly.
Walk in the door and mum's the word. I absolutely understand.
Also before he
Perfect.
goes.
What?
Also before he goes. I'm joking.
Yes, yeah. Also, yeah. Possibly. What have you been doing besides just this while we've been gone? Have you found anything else to go adventuring with, or?
Well, yes, there was actually a bit of a hunting expedition up in some of the forested areas. North here is still in Donbreeze, of course, but I went out, tried my fortune a bit, found some very interesting experiences, made quite a bit of coin. Well, a marginal amount of most of the coin is gone currently, of course, but then we yes, but it's been quite an active couple of about a week and a half or so, a bit of time. Yes.
Perfect. Well, if you've made any friends, don't tell them about this party. This is a secret party, I said before. Just want to reiterate.
My sisters used to play when we were growing up, and it always ended up with me wearing mother's petticoats. It was rather embarrassing, but I absolutely understand the general energy of this sort of social soiree. It sounds like.
Perfect. Yes. Do you know when Chiswick is going to be back?
Oh, he's about here collecting some supplies, I think he said.
Perfect. I was wondering about, well, I could also ask you. No, he's a family thing, isn't he? I need some assistance with my family.
You put a hit out on your family?
No. Not rephrasing this well. She's not.
Torvald's just looking like, all right.
Hit on your family, please tell me about that.
The fog will clear here at some point. I'm sure of it, man.
Yeah. My father is not doing well, and I need. It would be nice to send someone to take care of him, like Chiswick does for you. I was wondering if you knew.
Oh, your father's in need of valet services. Absolutely.
Yes.
No, in terms of that sort of thing, Chiswick is absolutely the man to speak to. You'd think it a bit odd that, consulting an individual about his competitors in the profession, but he's really quite well informed on that side of things.
Please hire someone else. Please hire someone.
Yep. All right. Yes, in that case, I would just wait until he comes back. Goodness.
Well, if you like, I can, if you do have other places you must be, I can have him consult his references, that sort of thing, and send you a bit of a missive through one of the couriers, or even in person, if you so desire.
Yes.
I'm sure tidying this thing up won't take him, but I mean, it's a set of rooms. What could it take? 10 minutes?
God. Longer than that. Okay. Yes, if he could just send a messenger, that would be great.
Certainly have him do so. I assume somewhere along the line, somebody has given Torvald have you told Torvald where you live?
Hasn't he been there?
No.
No,
I know he hasn't been to Hawkshead House, but
as a contact point repeatedly.
Yeah, the inn that he's staying at.
Well, no, we told him the inn near us.
That's true. Yeah.
That's true.
That Cole goes to all the time.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just continue with that one. I don't want to send him to our house yet. That seems like a bad idea.
I'll have Chiswick word for you at that Motley Brew place that young Master Cole seems so fond of.
Have we ever actually checked in to see if we have any messages waiting for us there?
No, I'll do that.
Back, but we did it pretty regularly. Actually, Heaton used to be our mailman.
Yeah. Heaton used to drop in there all the time.
Last errand for me would be probably to stop. Now that I'm like thinking through all the things, laundry list to do.
All right. Yeah. No, you don't have any messages currently waiting for you at Motley Brew. No. Mm-mm.
All right.
Meanwhile, up in Stormways, you're going to visit Elasmir then.
Yep.
Okay. The Warder's Tower is open as always. You follow the very familiar
I make sure
pathway.
that I have my medal displayed rather than hidden.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. The individuals who are staffing the gates and general area definitely recognize you as soon as you step up, and they just kind of wave you through. And not much more than a little bit of time, and you've got your father's office door confronting you.
Take a moment to look at it. Just sort of refreshing my mind on the lines in the door.
Come in.
Open it, walk in, close behind me.
Elishad boy. What brings you here today?
Hello, Father. Just got back from a bit of a business trip and wanted to check in.
How's retirement treating you?
Busier than I expected it to.
I'll have to hope for something similar one of these days then.
It's not bad, though. How was the dinner? I'm sorry I missed it.
Oh, went well enough. Your father was fairly pleased with everything, and the younger ones, everything seems to be going fairly well for the Amichis.
Good. How's Galdian doing at school?
He was pretty pleased to have some scars to show off, and definitely maintains that his classmates have more and worse ones.
Good. As it should be.
I think he's doing well for himself.
Good to hear. Father, recently in my retirement, I've been hearing rumors about some sort of party going on in Dancer's Court. I was wondering if you've heard anything about it.
Well, I leave most of the Dancer's Court business to your younger brother.
Well, certainly.
But in reference to, I suppose that's a bit like asking if there's any smithing news coming out of Stormways.
Fair. No, there's just some sort of secretive party that's supposedly happening the next few days, and didn't know if if brother had spoken to you about it, or if you had heard anything through official channels regarding it.
I think Galdian is a bit more inclined to try and keep that from me currently than anything else, but I can ask him. He should be dropping by next day or so.
I'll probably stop by and ask and talk to him myself about it. Be a little less awkward than you asking him.
I believe that would be the case, yes.
When's he due to stop by?
I think he's dropping by the Dragon Forge for around lunchtime tomorrow.
Okay, I'll be sure to come back up then.
And your father will be happy to see you as well. He said you dropped in a little while back and brought some business with some of the friends that you've made since you retired, yes?
Yes, brought the, I don't know if you ever met any of the Qatar Arms folks, but...
I heard about them a bit.
Yeah, no,
Reinhard seems convinced that you and, what is it, young Diamond have intentions.
I feel like there was some miscommunication that occurred.
Well, whenever that sort of thing happens, just bring him, her, them by the house. We'd love to meet them.
I will be sure to do that. How are things going with the warders in the district?
He holds up a finger, and almost immediately there's a, that's how things are going. Come in.
Is he? I'll step up.
And there's a sergeant who comes in with a couple of stacks of paper. Need some signatures here if we can. No. Elishad, good to see you again.
Do I recognize this sergeant?
One of the dwarves who is constantly having to run information back and forth. Yeah, you recognize him.
I will say hello, your name here.
Must be nice not having to. Anyway, yep, here we go. Sorry to interrupt. I'll be back for those later.
I'll close the door behind him.
You know how the job goes.
I imagine the mess up in Merkdreamer Lanes is causing a bit more paperwork than usual.
Oh, gods, yes, you would. It's. We're all having lots of encouragement to make sure that any sort of similar scenarios aren't cropping up in our own districts.
That's only the other side of Fell Heights and Trick Towns. Is there any? I wouldn't. How is that? Are there repercussions of that spreading to here?
Well, we keep the investigators busy, and they've been delivering regular reports. There's always some level of unrest fomenting at some point, but it seems like most of it here is on the order of a few disgruntled smiths that think maybe having a guild run quarter rather than a government run quarter might be somehow in their best interest, but their grasp of political theory is novitiate at best, so I don't think we have anything too worrisome, but we're keeping an eye out just to be on the safe side.
I, John the player, don't know what that $5 word you use means.
Novice level.
Yeah, novice level.
Okay.
Yep. Right.
Oh, okay. Now I can see it spelled in my head. I don't think I've ever heard it pronounced out loud.
So, more business as usual.
Oh, well, if anything comes up that you need an outside perspective on, feel free to call.
Deep guilds are doing more smuggling these days than we've seen a lot more of, so if you hear anything about that in your leisure moments, absolutely report it in.
When he says deep guilds, what does that mean to me?
That's the Durgar gangs.
Durgar gangs? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone in particular?
No names yet. Getting there, though. Getting there.
I'll keep an ear out for you.
Excellent.
And I will hopefully not miss the next family dinner.
We'll keep a chair open for you.
I'll ask Brayhard next time I see him what the schedule on that is.
Will do. I don't keep track of that. That's his job.
Uh-huh. I know. It's been seeing you again, Father.
Likewise.
We'll see you
Take
later.
care of yourself out there.
You too. And I'll leave, saying my goodbyes as I go out on the various people that I would have normally said goodbye to.
Right. Yep. Like two of them kind of just reflexively call you inspector as you leave, and then sort of kind of, no, wait, that's right. No. Anyway.
I don't correct them. I just,
right.
Yeah, and then I guess, assuming that the next day isn't the day of the party, I'll stop.
Galdian hasn't seen it or heard of anything out of normal. Most of his social life in Dancer's Court tends to be a little more on the active, either there's a few competitive dueling rings that he will frequent on occasion. He's not as much on the music, dancing, and partying side of things.
I will ask him about the competitive dueling rings.
I mean, it sounds similar to the sort of things that you encountered when you were on your up and coming years, where, the fighters and the duelists will occasionally have competitions, and then there's even kind of a regular cycling schedule, and there's a shit ton of gambling surrounding it, of course, and any amount of internal politicking and drama, but everything is more or less considered above board. The idea of somebody, that there's the occasional spiked drink ahead of time that will occasionally allow for the less keenly witted to put themselves at a disadvantage. But yeah,
I'm more thinking about it as like, oh, look, another method of us making some money.
I mean, potentially,
because I know at least 2 people that might be interested in stabbing people for money.
I mean, that might be something that can be arranged.
Do I get any names of the? I'm assuming the names either are the same as the ones that I'm familiar with from my days in school, or have changed drastically. So,
the up and coming establishment is the Golden Drake. That's one place that you can go to, apparently, where the fights are fairly rich. That is new to you.
Okay. Good to know. I'll probably spend the afternoon with family and then head back to Hawkshead and inform the rest of the compact, both that it doesn't seem like there's any, it seems like there isn't any government sort of organization behind this party that I can find, and also that if anyone's interested in dueling for money, there's a place in Dancer's Court that you can do that.
All right.
Say no.
But as the weekend approaches, we will pick up next week with a party in Dancer's Court.
I mean, there was also the conversation that...
We'll get to that as well.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Just a tired old sinner, no chips left on this shoulder, no pride in growing older. But when your borrowed time is through, I'll be with you. Redemption Blue. All the mistakes of his past. There's no haven here for me that's safe from my memories. But when your borrowed time is through, I'll be with you.